So apologies for those of you that missed, that were watching that JV game and now came back into this varsity game. We're still at the end of this JV match. Our huddle clock was set to stop recording JV at 2:50, and we ran a little bit over time. So that was an oversight on my part. But we're going to finish up this JV match here and then get set to start the varsity game in a little bit. We got 25 seconds left in this one. Broncos just going to run this one out. And there's still 0.7 seconds left. Shot clock violation. They thought that was end clock, but the Broncos just wanted to run it out. So that's going to do it. So JV matchup is Badgers going to lose this one 33-50. We'll be back for the start of the varsity game in, I'd imagine about 15, 20 minutes. All right, we welcome everybody into our first official varsity basketball game in our new home, new Badger Den here in Bicknell, Utah, in our new school. Tonight's varsity game will be between the San Juan Broncos, who come up here from Blanding, and the Wayne Badgers. Once again, I want to apologize for those of you that were watching the JV game and had it cut out towards the end. We had a hard cut off on the camera feed so we could start this varsity game that was supposed to start at 3, but the games went a little long, so that feed stopped. And again, I apologize, but it wasn't a very close game. The Badgers ended up losing that one by quite a ways. But yeah, this is our first game here in our new home, first of many. Again, we want to thank the Broncos for traveling up from Blanding. They played in Bryce Valley last night, down in Tropic. Ended up beating the Bryce Valley Mustangs by 10 points, by a score 58-48. Bryce Valley, one of our Region 20 teams here in 1A. San Juan, pretty tough team, pretty big team, a lot of big guys. It should be noted they're fresh off a state championship, 2A football state championship run. So they're filling their oats. They are a big bunch of kids. Our boys are going to have their work cut out for them today. Saw a little bit of that in the JV game. The Badgers just having a real hard time getting anything going inside. And a lot of that was because of the size of even the younger kids on the Broncos. Broncos have a lot of size. Look at these boys warming up down here under the basket. So the Badgers come in with a score of a record of 0-1. They played over to Monroe, played South Sevier on Wednesday night, took the Rams to overtime and ended up losing that game by about 7 points. But it was a really good game. Badgers were down early and fought back and took that one into overtime, but they weren't quite able to pull it out at the end. So a couple of tough games for the Badgers early on the schedule, a couple of these 2A teams, but they've done pretty well so far. Did well against the Rams the other night, and we'll see how they can match up against the Broncos here tonight. A couple other items of note. So our girls, the Wayne Badger girls team is currently playing in Monticello, and I don't have a score for that one. They don't have a feed going. That game started, I think, at about 2:15. It was the varsity game. But they were down in San Juan last night playing against the I guess it'd be the Lady Broncos, San Juan's girls basketball team. Wayne ended up winning that one by 4 points. Wayne led pretty much the whole game, and the Broncos clawed their way back and made it pretty interesting there towards the end, but the Badgers were able to hold on and get the victory. So the Lady Badgers start their season out 1-0. And again, they're down playing the Monticello Buckaroos as we speak, and if I can get a score on that game, we'll keep everybody updated as to how that one's going. So with regard to the Badgers, they've got 3 seniors back on the team this year. Blake Peterson, Tristan Martinez, and Hunter Robbins will be the leaders for this team. They've got only 1 junior on the team, Trayson Brown, the lone junior for the Badgers this year, and then they've got a whole pile of sophomores. I think there's about 10 sophomores on this team, 9 or 10, and then they've got 4 or 5 freshmen. So the Badgers have a pretty good-sized squad this year. Yeah, we're getting ready to start this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's ball ball game. We'd like to welcome the Broncos from San Juan and the Green Bay Badgers at this time to please rise and follow me in the pledge of allegiance.
All right, getting set for the starting lineups from both teams.
Starting lineups tonight, first quarter, the San Juan Broncos.
So we'll start off with the Broncos. The Broncos are going to start Baylor Nielsen, Cash Palmer, Cole Duke, Trip Palmer, and George McNaughton, all seniors. So for the Badgers, they're going to start number 3, Tristan Martinez. Number 13, Blake Peterson. Number 24, Tracy Brown. Number 42, Rylan Hallows. And number 40, Hunter Robbins. So the Badgers will start 3 seniors, the junior Tracy Brown, and then Rylan Hallows, the sophomore. So Trip Palmer will jump against Robbins, and the Badgers come up with the tip. Martinez gets it over to Peterson. Back out to Tracy. Out to Peterson. Over to Ryland. Gets it into Robbins. Robbins looks to shoot, and that one's off the iron. Tristan tips it back out to Robbins, and they're going to catch number 12, Cash Palmer, on the foul. No, they're saying that was on 0. George McNaughton. Ball into Robbins. Ryland gets the ball up and off the iron, no good. Peterson with the rebound into Robbins. Robbins up and no good off the iron. And McNaughton comes down with it. Broncos bring it around. I got to learn a whole new set of names here after that JV game. 55 with the shot. That was Trip Palmer, and Blake Peterson comes down with the ball. He's going to drive it, gets it into Robbins. Robbins up and in for 2. Hunter Robbins. Almost called him by his brother's name. Palmer from the right side. They double team him. Cash Palmer down underneath, back out to McNaughton. He's going to go up for a long 2, and Blake Peterson comes down for the rebound. Badgers push. Blake looks in, comes back out. Looks into Palmer. Tristan Martinez with the rebound, up and in for 2. Tristan Martinez for 2 points. Badgers out to a good start against this big Bronco team. Cole Duke brings it up for the Broncos. Over to Palmer. Back out to Duke. Cole Duke for 3, good. The senior, Cole Duke, for a 3-point shot from the top. Peterson over to Brown. Back up to Peterson. Back over to Brown. Tracy Brown for 3, no good. Robbins is able to get the tip. And they're going to catch Rylan Howells for his first. Rylan fouled out of that first JV game. A little too excited. So he'll get his first foul. RJ Powell, number 2, the sophomore, comes in for Trayson Brown. Duke brings it up for the Broncos. Over to Nielsen, back up to Duke. Back to Nielsen. Back out to Duke. He's going to come out, loose ball. Rylan Howell is able to get his fingers on the ball, get in front of Cash Palmer. Broncos get it in, 3 from the corner, good. Cole Duke for 3. Peterson dribbles it in, nice move. It's off the fingers of Martinez, and the Broncos come up with it. So Duke's going to bring it down, gets it over into the corner on Nielsen, and Hunter Robbins with the swat and the block. Hunter says, get that one out of here. Baylor Nielsen to inbound for the Broncos. He tries to get it into Cash Palmer, and RJ's going to come in and get the foul. So RJ gets called for his first foul. Badgers' second team foul. Cash Palmer at the line for the Broncos. First one is up and good. Look at another one. Just looking at Cash Palmer there at the line, I'm going to say he's one of their state championship football players. He misses the second one. No good. That one's going to go off the Broncos and out of bounds. Howells with the ball into Martinez. Back out to RJ. Into Peterson. Peterson pulls up for 2. Martinez with the rebound. And he's going to be fouled. So Badgers will inbound. Shot is up and good for number 3, Baylor Nielsen. Oh, and Martinez tries to get the pass, and number 55, Trip Palmer, is going to come in and get the body on him and get called for the foul. Peterson will inbound it for the Badgers. Gets it up top to Hunter Robbins. Back out to Peterson. Peterson for 3, no good. Batter's getting knocked around a little in the paint. And we're gonna have a foul on the Badgers as Baylor Nielsen tried to drive baseline. And they call that one on Hallows. So that'll be Ryland's second. Out to RJ, back up to Hunter. Hunter takes a long 2, no good off the iron. Tristan Martinez gets called for the foul. And Peyton Jackson will come into the game for Hallows. Duke brings it down for the Broncos. Gets it down to Palmer. He tries to go up and he's denied. 4-9, Broncos on top. Powell for 3, no good. Palmer comes up with the rebound. Duke brings it down. Gets it over to Brig Palmer, who's coming to the game for the Broncos. Palmer's shot is up and no good. Peterson with it. Over to Robbins, back out to Blake Peterson for three, no good. RJ comes in. It's a nice rebound. Tries to get back out to Hunter. A little too far, and Brig Palmer's going to get called for the foul, coming up over the top on the rebound. It's going to be Badger basketball. Trayson Brown comes into the game for RJ Powell. And the Badgers are going to take a timeout. So with 3 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first quarter, the Badgers trail by a score of 4-9. We'll be back. So Badger basketball coming out of the timeout. They trail by 5 points here in the first quarter. Brown makes it down the court for the Badgers. Looks in, can't find anything. It's over to Payton. On the right side to Robbins, inside to Tristan, and he's going to go up, and no good. Bronco defense is a little too tight. Big Palmer brings it in, and for Duke. Duke with his jumper, good. I think Duke has most of the points for the Broncos. Yeah, he does. He has 8. They're 11. Pearson looks in, gets it to Robbins. Nice pass from Robbins into Payton. He can't handle the pass. It's going to go out of bounds. That was a nice pass from Robbins. Subs into the game for the Broncos. We've got Bo Yeomans and Andrew Nielsen, who will check in for Cash Palmer and Baylor Nielsen. Give them a little bit of a breather. Duke brings it down. Over to Nielsen. Back up to Duke. Over to Palmer. Got a couple different Palmers. I think they're brothers. Over to Palmer. Duke from 3. Good. Boy, the Badgers have got to find an answer for Cole Duke. He's eating them alive. 14-4 is your score. Peterson looks inside, nothing there. He's going to take the dribble. He's going to be fouled by Brig Palmer. So that's 5 fouls on the Broncos in this quarter. So Peterson will be at the line shooting 2 for the Badgers. First one is up and good. Baylor Nielsen comes into the game for Brig Palmer. Does 2 fouls. Blake will have one more. Second one is up and good. .6:14. Broncos on top. Duke. Over to Nielsen. He tries to get it inside to Palmer. Trip Palmer, and that's going to go off of Martinez and out of bounds. Broncos will inbound into Palmer. Back out to Baylor Nielsen. RJ playing him close. Back out to Andrew Nielsen. Out to Cole Duke. Badgers need to play him pretty tight. Up to Nielsen for 3. Good. Andrew Nielsen, the junior, for 3 points. 17-6, Broncos on top. Payton looks in, gets it down into Hunter. Back out to Payton, into Tristan. And they're going to call Bo Yeomans for the push there in the paint. So Martinez will be shooting 2 for the Badgers. Martinez first one out is up and good. RJ Powell into the game for the Badgers. Martinez will have one more. Second one is up, no good. Bo Yeomans comes down with the rebound. Duke with the ball, over to Nielsen. Back up to Duke. Back to Nielsen. Cross-court pass over to Baylor Nielsen. Duke gets it out to Andrew. Tried to get it in to Yeomans and couldn't handle the pass. Martinez will bring it down. Over to Peyton. Peyton looks inside. Tristan gets back out to RJ. Peterson looking into Martinez. Into Hunter. Man, I keep wanting to call him Brendan. Peyton for three, no good. Rebound back into the Badgers. Back into Hunter. RJ will go for three, no good. And the rebound comes down to Cole Duke. Nielsen dribbles in. Out to Yeoman. Out to Nielsen. Back to Nielsen. We got Nielsen's and Palmer's on the team. Trip Palmer with the ball. Back out to Nielsen. To Nielsen. Back to Nielsen, and now it's going to go off Cole Duke's hands and out of bounds. 10-point ball game. 8.7 seconds left. Ball comes in, over to Peterson, up to Martinez, out to Hunter for three, no good. Gets his own rebound, tries to get it back up, and it's going to be no good. So at the end of one, the San Juan Broncos lead the Wayne Badgers by 10 points, 17-7. We'll be back for the start of the second period. All right, getting ready to start the second period. Broncos on top. I do have an update on the girls' game. The last update I got, Badgers were on top 33-9 at the end of the first quarter. Actually, I have an even more up-to-date score, 39-11 at halftime. So the Lady Badgers are leading the Monticello Buckaroos 39-11 at the half. See if the Badgers here at home against San Juan Broncos can get some kind of a comeback going. And that was Duke from the left side, and he hits another one. So that's 13 points for Cole Duke. The Badgers have got to find an answer for him over there. He's going to be in for a long night. Blake Peterson gets into Tristan Martinez, tries to get into Robbins, and muffled pass. Shots up and no good. We got a jump ball as Peyton Jackson comes in on a guy that probably outweighs him by double. Able to tie him up on the jump ball. Peterson into Robbins for two, no good. And Badgers come up with the ball. RJ for three, no good. Badgers are cold tonight on their shots. They're getting a lot of good looks. They just can't get anything to fall. Palmer gets it over to, let's see, that's Trip Palmer just had that shot. Martinez had the rebound, and Cash Palmer took it out of his hands. He goes up and gets two. So Blake Peterson with a heater into Martinez. Martinez can't handle it, but it goes off of Palmer's hands. And Rylan Howells comes back into the game for Tristan Martinez. Ball comes in. Ryland for two, off the front of the iron. He tries to get his own rebound. No good. Broncos with the ball. Duke. Over to Palmer, back to Duke. And they're going to say Payton was just a little too handsy on that one, so he'll get called for the foul. 21-7, Broncos on top. Ball comes into Palmer. Over to Nielsen from way out. And they're going to say that the Badgers traveled. I think that one could have gone either way. Had two Broncos and a Badger, and the Badgers got called for it. Peterson brings it up, gets it over to RJ, looks into Hunter, into Peterson for two, and Ryland is just too aggressive. That's his third foul. Hallows comes out of the game with 3. Tristan comes back into the game for him. Palmer out to Nielsen, and he's going to drive baseline and go up for 2. Baylor Nielsen. Payton gets into Hunter, back out to Peterson. Off the iron, and that one's going to be Bronco basketball. Badgers cannot buy a bucket tonight. George McNaughton comes into the game for Cash Palmer. Brick Palmer brings it down. Gets it over to Baylor Nielsen. Into Trip Palmer. Up and no good. Hunter comes down with it. Over to Peterson, over to Powell. RJ gets it over to Hunter. Back to RJ. Into Tristan, back out to Peterson. Long pass over to Payton. Into Tristan, and he's going to try to go up, and nothing doing. We get called on the block. Peterson goes up for 2, and no good, but they're going to call him for the foul. So George McNaughton gets called for his 3rd foul. Peterson at the line for 2. First one's up. And no good. In and out. Cash Palmer comes back into the game for McNaughton. Peterson's second one is up and rolls in. So the Badgers get their first points at the quarter. 23-8's the score. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left in the ball game. Into Palmer, no good. Cash Palmer gets the rebound and goes up and in. 25-8. 5 minutes left in this half. Peterson over RJ, and it's going to go off his hands and out of bounds. Trayson Brown checks back into the game for RJ. Brig Palmer brings it up court for the Broncos. Gets it over to Baylor Nielsen. Back over to Palmer. Into Cash Palmer. Uses his body and pushes in and flubs the pass. Try to get that one into Trip Palmer. And it goes out of bounds. Andrew Nielsen, number 11, comes into the game for the Broncos. Badgers bring the ball up court. Over to Trayson. Cross-court pass over to Payton. Tries to get inside to Tristan. He's going to dribble in, gets shot up, and no good. Trip Palmer comes up with that rebound. Long pass over to Nielsen. Ends up in the hands of Trip Palmer. Back out to Cole Duke. He's going to try and dribble that one in, and he's surrounded by Badgers, but they maintain possession. Back out to Palmer, and no good. And the Badgers just having a hard time matching up against the size here for the Broncos. And we finally get a rebound, and we're going to get a sub. Rylan Howells and RJ Powell come back into the game for the Badgers. Wayne just doesn't have an answer for this size matchup tonight. As they try to and I'm not sure who that foul's going to be called on. Looks like it's going to be on number 11, Andrew Nilsson, for the Broncos. It's their second team foul. Bo Yeomans comes into the game for the Broncos. 3 minutes, 47 seconds left in the half. Jackson gets it over to RJ. Gets it back out to Jackson. Oh, and they're going to get Baylor Nielsen on the foul there. Payton just get it over to RJ. Oh, and it looked like Duke bodied up on him, but they didn't get the call. Cross-court pass. And Rylan is going to get called for his fourth foul. Badgers have been getting pushed around all night long, and they gave him that foul. That was kind of a garbage foul, in my opinion. And the Badgers are going to take a timeout. So we'll be back in a minute for the rest of this half. All right, coming out of the timeout, Broncos will have it underneath their own basket. Pass out to Duke. Shots up and good. Cole Duke. His 15th point of the game. Out to RJ, and he banks that one in for three. RJ Powell. 27-11. And we're going to have an offensive foul on Cash Palmer. He did. He leaned into that one. A little bit too hard of a screen, and he's going to get a foul. So Cash Palmer and Baylor Nielsen come out of the game. Over to RJ. Gets it over to Blake. He looks inside to Hunter. Cole Duke gets the ball. He's headed down. And he's going to get called for a travel. Badger basketball. Blake brings it up, gets over to Payton. Looks inside, back over to Blake. Into Tristan, and they're going to get Palmer on the reach there. So Cash Palmer gets called for his third foul. Tristan Martinez will be at the line shooting two for the Badgers. First one's up and no good. Baylor Nielsen comes into the game for Brig Palmer. Tristan's second shot is up and good. Nielsen with it. Gets it up to the other Nielsen. Down to Duke, back up to Nielsen again. Over on the left side for Duke. Tries to get it into Trip Palmer. And they're going to get Tristan for the foul, I believe. No, they called that one on Hunter. Cole Duke drives baseline. Nope. Gets it out to Andrew Nielsen. Back out to Baylor Nielsen. Trip, shot, no good. Comes down to Blake. Blake's gonna drive down the court. Up for two, no good. Trip comes down with the ball. Cole Duke gets it down to Baylor. Baylor's gonna get the easy lay it up and in for two. 29-12, minute 47 left in the half. Blake gets it into Tristan, out to Payton. Payton dribbles in, gets it into Hunter. Hunter goes up and in for two. Hunter Robbins. Andrew over to Baylor. Start using the first names on these guys because they all have the same last name. Gets it into Cole. Over to Bo. Andrew with it, gets it into Trip. Andrew down into Bo. Back out to Andrew for three, no good. And Trip comes up over the top of Tristan, and he's going to get called for the foul. So the foul's going to be on Trip Nielsen, his second. And the Badgers are going to be shooting two. I'm pretty sure it's Tristan going to be shooting. Yeah, it is. So the Badgers will get two shots. 1 minute, 2 seconds left. Tristan's first shot is up and good. Cash Palmer comes into the game for Trip. Tristan will have one more shot. Second one is up. No good off the back of the iron. And Yeomans comes down with it. Baylor, long pass down into the Yeomans, and now it's going to go off Hunter's hands. Down into Cole. Pulls up, shot, no good. Badgers come down to the rebound. Peyton Jackson driving the ball. Gets it over to Blake. Over to RJ, looks inside. Peterson inside to Tristan for two, good. Tristan Martinez for two. 7 points for Tristan in the game. They're going to call a jump ball on that one. Looked to me like he traveled, but it's going to be Bronco basketball. Nielsen with it. Over to Andrew. And they're going to call Bo Yeomans on the offensive for a bad screen. Badgers inbound the ball. Peterson with it. Gets over to RJ. Tries to get into Tristan. And Hunter goes up for two, and it's good. Counting, he's fouled. That was going to be on number 10, Bo Yeomans. His third. Hunter with the free throw up and good. So Hunter with 3 points on the play. Hunter's able to get his hands on that one. It goes out of bounds. Bronco basketball, 5.2 seconds left. And San Juan wants a timeout. So 5.2 seconds left. The Broncos lead by a score of 29-20. We'll be back. So we'll see what the Broncos dialed up in their timeout here. 5.2 seconds left. Badgers trail by 9. Cole Duke for 3, no good. 1.8 seconds left. Badgers have possession. Looks like the Broncos are going to press. Blake's going to try, and that one's going to be way off. So at the half, the Broncos from San Juan lead the Badgers by a score of 29-20. We'll leave it here. We're gonna do the school song, and then we'll take a break and be back to start the second half in a bit. We need to thank a few of our sponsors. We've got a lot of great sponsors here at Wayne High School. Our athletics programs wouldn't be possible without them. Let me find the list here. Give me just a second. All right, so like I said, we've got a lot of great sponsors this year for our athletics program. M&D Auto and Blackburn's Recreation here in Bignell. Jorgensen's Motorsports of Richfield. State Bank of Southern Utah. The Chuck Wagon Store and Deli down in Torrey. Cliffle Ball, backyard Cliffle Ball tournaments, hometown Cliffle Ball tournaments, Wiffle Ball. Give Cliff a call. Christina Brown Designs there in Loa. Jackson Excavation here in Bignell. Bryan Farm Service Center in Loa. Fillmore Plumbing. Harward and Reese General Contractors. Stan's Burger Shack down there in Hanksville, as well as Duke's Slick Rock Grill and Whispering Sands. Good people down in Hanksville. Always good to sponsor our sports here in Wayne High School. Brown Brothers Construction, longtime sponsor, as well as Lowell Builder Supply. Papa Duck Storage here in Bignell. JG Electric. Garcane Power. Royals Market there in Loa. Grundy Concrete. And Blackburn's Propane, Tug Energy, and Howie's here in Bignell. So again, we have a lot of great sponsors here for Badger Athletics. Want to thank all of them for the support they give to our athletes. So the Badgers again trail by 9 points. Cole Duke, the high scorer for the Broncos. He has 15 points. Badgers haven't been able to find an answer to him. He's hit about every shot he's wanted to take. Badgers getting a lot of good looks. This game should be a lot closer. They just haven't been able to get anything to fall. So we'll see if they have any better luck on the other side of the court as they come out of the locker room to get ready to start this third quarter. But we'll be back. Take a little bit of a break for a few minutes. We'll be back to start the third quarter. Badgers will get the ball to start the second half. Inbound to Peterson. Back over to Trayson. It's down in the corner to Blake. Back out to Trayson. Over to Payton. Works it down into Tristan. Back out to Trayson. Tristan and Trayson. That one's going to foul me up here sometime. Hunter with the shot. No good. McNaughton comes down with the ball. Cole Duke. Up the layup. No good. And the ball comes down. Tristan Martinez with the rebound. Blake brings it down. Gets it out to Payton on the left side. Peterson into Robbins. No good. Baylor out on that left side. Gets it out to Cole. Back over to Baylor. Works it into McNaughton. Into Tripp for an Cash Palmer. Sorry, Cash Palmer for an easy two underneath. Payton to Tristan for two. No good. Peterson tries to get that rebound. Goes off his fingers. Broncos come down with it. Baylor with the ball. Takes a shot from the free throw line. Ball's up in the air. And Payton comes down with the rebound. Gets back out. Tracy's out on the right side. Out to Blake. Blake pulls up for three. And good. Blake Peterson for three. Broncos lead by 8. 6.5 left. Trayson plays up on Baylor. He gets it over to Cash. Cash brings it around that right side. Dribbles in. No good off iron. Robbins comes down with the ball. Badgers push up the left side. Blake Peterson pulls up for two. Good. Blake Peterson for two from that left side. He has 8 in the game to lead the Badgers. Cash gets it over, or Baylor, sorry, gets over to Cash. Cash for three, no good, off the glass. Jackson comes down with it, tries to get down to Robbins. Robbins goes up for two, up and in. And the Badgers go on a little bit of a run. They've pulled within 4 of the Broncos. So the Broncos want to take a timeout. It's a pretty good little run here to start the third quarter for the Badgers. Badgers seem to be moving the ball a lot better. Finding their man inside, playing a little bit better defense too. San Juan will get set to inbound the ball. Cole Duke with the ball. Gets into McNaughton. Back out to Cole. You can come around that right side. High up off the glass. No. Tripp Palmer gets the up and in for two. Peterson brings the ball down court. Gets over to Payton. Looks inside to Tristan. He tries to get it inside to Robbins, and a little bit of a fight for the ball, and the Broncos come up with it. Brig Palmer brings it across for the Broncos. Out to Cole. Up to Tripp. And no, they're going to call an offensive foul on George McNaughton. I think that's 4 on him. Yeah. That's McNaughton's 4th foul. So into the game for the Broncos comes Bo Yeomans. Peterson Over to Jackson. He looks inside. Takes the dribble, goes up and in for Peyton Jackson for 2. Badgers trail by 4. Brigg gets it over to Baylor. Baylor drives it around. Tries to get it around Trayson. He can't do it. It's going to be a loose ball, and looks like we're going to stay here. Badgers really picked up their defense here in the third quarter. 4.5 minutes left to go in the quarter. Badgers trail by 4. Baylor to inbound the ball. Gets inside the Trip. He's going to turn and shoot, and it's going to go in. Trip Palmer for 2. His 4th point of the game. Payton looks inside. Can't find anything. Gets to Tristan. Tristan's going to dribble, drive, up and in. Tristan Martinez for 2. Badgers hanging tight with the Broncos. Brigg brings it across. Over to Baylor. And they're going to get Trayson for playing a little too close on the body. So Trayson will get his first foul of the game. Get the ball into Brigg. Brigg looks into Trip. Back out to Brigg, and he's denied by Brendan Robbins. Nothing. Brendan. Hunter. I'm going to get it. Hunter Robbins. Nothing doing. Into Trip. Up for 2. No good. Yeomans with the rebound. That one's no good. Badgers with the ball. Chance to pull within 2 here. Peterson up for 2. No good. Trip Palmer comes down with the rebound. Cole Duke with the ball. Back over to Brigg, and he's going to shoot it up and inside and out. That was in there, and we're going to have a tie-up. And it's going to stay. It's going to stay with the Broncos. Brigg will inbound it. Gets it up to Cole for 3. No good. And Trayson Brown goes up for the rebound. Brings it down the court for the Badgers. Into Martinez. He'll shoot from the free throw line, and that one's good. Tristan Martinez has 11 points in this game. Badgers pull within 2. They can get Tristan Martinez on the foul. That's his second. Into Trip Palmer, who goes up and puts that one in. His lead is 4 for the Broncos. 2 minutes, 55 seconds left in the third. And that one's taken away by Cole Duke. Brings it up for the Broncos. Gets into Trip. Gets it back over to Cole. No good. And they're going to get Hunter on the foul. I swear I know his name. So Bo Yeomans will have 2 shots off the foul by Robbins. That's Hunter's first foul of the game. So Rylan Howes comes back into the game for the Badgers. He has 4 fouls. Yeoman's second one is up and no good. Robbins with the rebound. Blake pushed the ball up for the Badgers. Over to Jackson. Looks inside, dribbles in. Nothing there. Gets inside to Hunter. Hunter up for good for 2. 35-38 your score. Hunter Robbins for 2 on that shot. Yeoman up for 2, no good. Rebound down to the Broncos. Trayson gets a steal. Pushes it up the court. Dribbles in, up for two, no good. Ryland comes down with the ball, but it comes out of his hands, and Ryland's really trying hard to get that fifth foul. Duke over to Brigg, back over to Cole. Over to Baylor. Baylor's going to come around the left side, and they're going to get Trayson for the foul. Minute 40 left in the third quarter. And the big fella, Cash Palmer, comes into the game for the Yeomans. Tristan Martinez comes in for Hunter Robbins. Bronco basketball. Baylor to inbound it, gets it over to Cole. Up to Tripp, looks inside to Baylor. Baylor back out to Tripp for three. No good. Cash comes up with it. Up and in. I'm not sure what was going on there, but we got a stoppage of play. Badgers will inbound. Badgers trail by 5. Minute 18 left to go in the quarter. Peterson for three, no good. Brigg comes down with the rebound. Baylor with the ball. Tripp goes up and no good. Baylor for three, no good. He comes down on top of Hallows, no call. Looks like we're having a hiccup or two with the shot clock. I think the shot clock reset, but they're saying it didn't hit the iron. RJ Powell into the game for Trayson. Broncos will inbound from underneath their own basket. Cole Duke for three, no good. Tripp Palmer with the rebound, up no good, and Blake comes down with it, drives up the court. He's going to drive it in, good for two. Blake Peterson cuts the lead to 3. 24 seconds left. Baylor brings the ball down. Over to Brigg. And Payton got a little aggressive there. They can call for that grab. And that's 5 fouls on the Badgers, so the Broncos will be shooting 2 here. Shots up and good for Brigg Palmer. They'll have one more. Second one's up, no good off the iron. Martinez comes down with it. 13 seconds left. Badgers looking to score 2 more before the end of the quarter here. RJ looks inside, can't find anything. Peterson drives it in, off baseline, up and good for 2. Blake Peterson with the shot, he gets fouled. If he can get this, the Badgers will be within 1. That foul's going to be on number 12, Cash Palmer, his second. George McNaughton comes into the game for the Broncos. McNaughton has 4 fouls on him. So Peterson with the shot, it's up and good, but no, they're going to say lane violation on Martinez. So Badgers had it within 1, but we had a lane violation, so the basket won't count. Looks like we've got a technical foul on somebody, not sure who. So Peterson will take that shot. Now it's going to be up and in. So Badgers have a chance to tie it here off the. Pretty sure it's a technical foul. Not. Yeah, it would be a technical. So Badgers tie it up off a technical foul on the Broncos. 2.2 seconds left. Tie ball game. Badgers will inbound it. Broncos were not happy with something there. Payton gets it in to Peterson. He's going to shoot for three. Looks like we didn't quite start the clock, but anyway, here we go. At the end of 3 quarters, Badgers have tied this one up. So we'll be back in just a minute for the start of the 4th quarter tie ball game. All right, here we go for the start of the 4th quarter. Badgers will have possession, tie ball game. Badgers were able to claw their way back in that 3rd quarter. Trying to get the clock set. There we go. Inbound to Peterson, back over to Jackson. Payton looks in, drives in, up and good for 2. Payton Jackson gives the Badgers the lead. 43-41, Badgers on top. Over to Baylor. Baylor looks inside, gets it down into Tripp. Tripp drives into the lane and up and no good. Robbins comes down with it. Tripp knocks it out of his hands. Back down to Brigg. And that goes nowhere. Oh, and Peterson tried to get it to Jackson on the outlet, but just a little too far. Badgers getting a little excited there. Broncos inbound it. Duke brings it up over to Baylor. Baylor takes a screen. Baylor for 3, no good. And RJ comes up with the ball. A couple of bodies on the floor, no whistles. RJ brings it down for the Badgers. Peterson at the top, over to Jackson. Jackson looks, wants to drive it in, comes back out. Peterson drives it in, and they're going to get him on the travel. Wayne with a 2-point lead, 6:53 left in the game. Left in regulation, I should say. This one easily could go overtime. Into Tripp. Gets it into Cole for an easy up and in. Cole Duke for 2. Tie ball game. Peterson over to RJ. Up top for Jackson. Jackson goes right side, gets it back up to Martinez. Martinez dribbles it in, and good. Tristan Martinez having a heck of a game. 13 points for Tristan Martinez. Baylor dribbles left, goes up, and no good. Payton Jackson comes down with it. Hands it off to Peterson. Blake brings it down, wants to slow it down a little bit. Gets it over to RJ. RJ gets it out to Blake. Tries to get it into Hunter. And Hunter wanted the whistle. He's not going to get one. Trayson Brown comes into the game for R.J. Powell. Badgers looking to pad their lead a little bit here. Blake into Hunter. Looks like we had an illegal screen on Trayson Brown. That's Brown's third of the game. Baylor has the ball, tries to go left. Gets it up to Tripp. Out to Cash. Goes right, back out to Tripp. Tripp flips three, he's going to shoot it. No good. Martinez comes down with the rebound for the Badgers. Peterson with the ball. Gets it over to Jackson. Back out to Peterson, back out to Jackson, inside to Hunter. Up and in, good. Hunter Robbins. And the Badgers have a 4-point lead, 47-43. Cash over to Baylor. Baylor looks into Tripp, gets it back over to McNaughton. Baylor tries to get it into Tripp. Tripp's going to try to go up, and no good. McNaughton tries to come down and get the ball, loose ball on the floor. Tripp gets it out to Baylor. Baylor back over to Tripp. Tripp's going to take a step and go in, and Martinez is going to get him on the foul. Round's going to count. Tripp Palmer goes up hard and draws a foul for the Broncos. He'll be shooting one. Badgers lead by 2. That one's off the iron. Rebound down to Peterson. He brings it down the court. Slows it up. And Coach Jackson wants to take a timeout. So with 4:39 left in regulation, the Badgers lead by a score of 47-45. We'll be back in a second. Four minutes, 39 seconds left in regulation. Badgers on top by 2. Badgers will inbound it. RJ gets it into Trayson. Back over to RJ, looks inside, back outside to Trayson. Tries to get into Hunter, and no good. McNaughton knocks that one out, and Broncos will get the ball. Over to Cash. He comes up top, gets it over to Cole. Cole tries to go baseline. Inside, McNaughton, loose ball, Tripp. And they're going to call a foul. Looks like a jump ball from here. They're going to discuss it. Oh, they're going to give him the foul. So that one's going to go against Peyton. They called Peyton Jackson for that one. That's his third foul of the game. Tripp Palmer, he'll have 2 shots. And misses the first one. 3 team fouls on the Badgers in this fourth quarter, and then for the none on the Broncos as of yet. Tripp's got one more. Second one is up and good. So the Badgers maintain a 1-point lead. Tristan Martinez comes into the game for R.J. Powell. Badgers inbound the ball to Trayson. He hands it off to Peterson. Gets over to Jackson. Into Martinez. Martinez up and no good. Back out to Jackson. I'm not sure what the call is there. I'm not sure what that call was right there. But for some reason, Tristan has to come out of the ball game. So they'll put Rylan in for him for a second. It looks like they'll bring Tristan back in. I don't know what happened right there. For some reason, Tristan had to come out of the ball game. Colduke. And that's going to be 5 on Rylan. Unbelievable. Looks like the ref's going to warn the San Juan bench. So Hallows fouls out. Colduke's at the line for the Broncos. Tie ball game. Second one is up and no good. Three and a half minutes left in the game. Peterson brings it up the court. Martinez, good. Tristan Martinez gives the Badgers the lead one more time. Colduke brings it up for the Broncos. Gets it in to Trip Palmer, and they're going to give Hunter. So Hunter's going to get his second foul of the game. Trip Palmer at the line for the Broncos. First one is up and no good. So that's 5 team fouls already for the Badgers with 3 minutes left. So the Broncos will be shooting from here on out. And no team fouls for the Broncos. Trip's second one is up and no good. So we remain tied. Peterson brings it up the court. Gets out to Trayson. Dribbles in, up and no good. Good luck for Brown. Duke comes up. Palmer from the free throw line, no good. And that one's going to go off of Blake's feet and out of bounds. Baylor for 3, no. Hunter with the rebound. Peterson over, and the Badgers are going to take a timeout. So with 2.5 minutes left, Badgers still lead by 2. Out of the timeout, Badgers lead by 2. 2.5 minutes left in the regulation. Badgers will have the inbound on the left side. Trayson gets it in to Payton. Payton looks inside to Tristan. Back out to Payton. Payton's going to dribble the lane up and no good. Trip Palmer brings it down for the Broncos. Duke brings it back. Trip wanted down but pulled it back. Baylor trying to get it in to Trip. Hunter. Looks like he walked to me. Nope, they're going to call him for the offensive foul. Trip Palmer gets called for the offensive. Badgers will get possession back. Badgers inbound to Trayson. Back over to Peterson. Out to Trayson, he looks in to Tristan, no. Payton with the ball, he's gonna dribble it in, no, nowhere to go. Trayson has it, into Tristan for 2, no! Tristan had a nice look there, but just can't get the fall. Baylor has it, and Payton takes it. Peterson with the ball, he's gonna drive it up and in for 2! Blake Peterson for 2, Badgers extend their lead by 4 points, 51-47, minute and a half left. Into Trip, out to Cole for 3, no. And Badgers come down with the rebound. Peterson brings the ball up. Out to Trayson. Badgers are content to run a little clock here. Peterson dribbles it. Looking for a little help, gets it over to Trayson. Trayson brings it up top, and we've got a reach from Baylor Nielsen. That's only the second foul on the Broncos. Second called foul, I should say. 58.6 seconds left. Badgers with a 4-point lead. Ball into Peterson. He has it up top. And he is more than content to just run the clock. He's going to dribble it in, up for 2, no. Man, if that one would have gone in, this place would have gone wild. Foul's going to be on 0, George McNaughton. That's his 5th. Third team foul on the Broncos, so McNaughton fouls out of the game. Cash Palmer comes in for him. McNaughton finishes the game with 5 fouls, 0 points for the senior. Peterson's first one is up and good. Badgers extend their lead, 5-point ball game. Second one up and good. Peterson has 18 points in the game to lead the Badgers. And Trayson comes in just a little too aggressive. Trying to get this steal. That's Trayson's 4th foul. So Baylor Nielsen shooting 2, misses the first one. Broncos have gone cold here in this second half. They couldn't miss in the first half. All right, so Baylor Nielsen's second shot is up and good. Badgers lead by 5. Broncos going to take a timeout with 44 seconds left. We'll be back in a minute. So we got a final score on the girls' game down in Monticello. The Lady Badgers win by a score of 56-15. So the Badgers on a 2-game road trip down through the southeast corner of the state, bring home a couple wins. And the Badgers are hoping to do the same here at home tonight to get a win tonight against San Juan. Lady Badgers won last night against the San Juan Broncos. The Badgers can hold out for 44 more seconds. They'll have this one. It'll be an impressive win for them. They were down big in the first half. And it'll be their ball. Robbins to inbound for the Badgers. Broncos come out with a press out of that timeout. And the Badgers throw it away over to Nielsen. Tripp's going to go up and in. Tripp Palmer for 2. Badgers lead by 3. They get over to Trayson, and Tripp Palmer's going to get called for the foul. So it's going to be 4 fouls on Palmer. 26 seconds left. Badgers lead by 3. Robbins to inbound it. Peterson brings it up. Gets it up to Jackson. Into Robbins. Martinez. And he's going to lose the handle. Badgers getting a little bit excited. Broncos inbound the ball. Brigg brings it down. And the Broncos are going to take a timeout. So 12 and a half left. Badgers lead by 3. Pretty good ball game for our first official varsity ball game in the new Badger Den. Can't complain about this one. Badgers are able to figure out how to manage the size of the San Juan Broncos here in the second half. High scorers for the Badgers right now. Blake Peterson has 18 points. Cole Duke over on the San Juan side also with 18. He's not nearly as hot in this half as he was in the first half, but see what happens here. 12 and a half seconds left. Broncos to inbound the ball. They get it into Baylor. Trayson's playing him tight. Back out to Cole. Back out to Cash. They're trying to get the Tripp, and he goes up, and it's no good. And Tristan Martinez comes down with the rebound. Oh, and he's going to get knocked over, and that's going to be a foul on Tripp. I'm not sure if the clock expired or not. I don't know if they're going to put any time back on the clock. Badgers came off the bench. They thought Tripp was a little aggressive on that foul, but it was all good. And Martinez came up. He was okay with it. So I think they're going to put 1 second back on the clock. And that's going to be 5 fouls on Tripp Palmer. Palmer's had a heck of a game. He's been pretty much their entire offense here in the fourth quarter. So Tripp Palmer comes out of the game with 5 fouls. Broncos are going to bring in Jonah John for him. So we got 1 second on the clock. Badgers lead by 3. Tristan Martinez at the line. Tristan's had a heck of a game. He's got 15 points in this one, playing with 4 fouls. First one's up and in and out. That would have been the game. Badgers pulling the other 4 players back so they don't get a foul. Second one's up and in and out. So we're gonna have a timeout here by the Broncos. 1 second left. Actually, I think they put 0.8 seconds on the clock. We'll see what the Broncos dial up for a shot here. Badgers just need to be careful not to foul on a 3-point shot. .8 seconds left. Broncos will inbound from the far court. Badgers just need to be careful not to foul here. Coach Jackson got to look at what they were doing. He's going to call another timeout. Broncos look a little frustrated. They felt like they had this in the bag at halftime. They came out flat. Badgers came out aggressive. And unless Broncos can pull off a miracle here with 0.8 seconds, Badgers are going to come away with a win here. Shouldn't say they're going to walk away with it because it's been a hard-fought battle. Great game by both teams. Badgers showing they can hang with these bigger teams, though. San Juan, 2A school. They don't have a whole lot of practices under their belt, though. They're not, like I say, they're not very far out from a 2A state championship, so I think they've only had a handful of practices before they've got to this point. But San Juan's going to be a tough team. Bowie Oman's the inbound for the Broncos. Gets it into Jonah. He's going to throw up a prayer, and no good. And so the Badgers are going to get the win against the San Juan Broncos. Hard-fought battle. Badgers come back from a long ways down. I can't remember what the deficit was, but they were quite a ways down in the first half. High scorers for the Badgers. Blake Peterson had 18 points. And Cole Duke had 18 for the Broncos. Looks like Hunter Robbins had 13 and Tristan Martinez with 15. Handful of other players, contributing players had points. The Badgers are going to walk out of here with a record of 1-1. Again, after a hard-fought game. Great game here tonight to open the scoring. So, and I did get a final. I think I already mentioned it, a final on the girls' game down in Monticello. They won by a score of 56-15. Next game for the Badgers will be, I believe it's on the 2nd. So that's the Lady Badgers. Lady Badgers will be here at home. That'll be our next home game. Lady Badgers here against Grand. And the boys, their next game will be here on the 4th against Gunnison. So Lady Badgers here on the 2nd against Grand. The boys will be here on the 4th against Gunnison. And then we've also got wrestling in Parowan on the 3rd. So a lot of action going on after the Thanksgiving break. Winter sports season just getting underway. A lot of good things we're seeing from all of our teams. But we'll leave you here tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for putting up with a bunch of our hiccups and glitches. I should have some help on the broadcast, depending on the night. I was by myself tonight, but I should have a few helpers here and there. I've Coach Stevens here with me when the girls aren't playing. Help me do a little bit of commentary and better play calling than I can do. But it looks to be a fun season. We've got a lot of home games. The boys have quite a few home games this season. Lady Badgers not quite as many, but we do have a lot of home games here this year. Looks to be pretty fun as we break in our new gym, our new home floor. And it was good to the Badgers tonight. So we'll leave you there tonight. Once again, final score, Badgers win by a score of 53-50 over the San Juan Broncos. Thanks for tuning in.